Are you needing to kickstart your business? We've got Jules and Christina on the show tonight of Kickstart Kitchen, so stay tuned. Welcome to the Small Businesses Do It Better show, where we bring you weekly videos highlighting small business owners who share their fun, their work, and everything in between. This show is sponsored by Ovali, where we empower your home office lifestyle through web hosting, cloud services, and domain names. Visit ovali.com to work with us today. And by audible.com. Get your free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/ovali. Over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. So this week is very exciting for us. This is Connie. She's an Ovali team member. Kathy is on vacation, so Connie is guest hosting with us. She has been a guest on the show, so she's not a stranger to it. We're very excited to have you, but we're also excited to have Jules and Christina of Kickstart Kitchen. They are super awesome. There's Jules there, and a funny shot of Christina. So we'll talk to them in just a second. We wanted to talk really quick about a couple things. Our favorite thing that's coming up is our live stream online Shark Tank premiere party. Woohoo! Connie will be here in the Ovali studio for the party, so we're going to be watching this live on TV on ABC as it airs, and then during the commercial breaks, we're going to be live chatting online with everybody else who's watching it. I talked to a lot of people during the last week's Shark Tank who love the show. I invited them to the party, but they're like, "Oh, I'm not in Seattle," but it's online, so everybody can come. It's very cool. And then the people who are here in the Ovali studio during the show, we're going to be doing all sorts of fun things like a green screen, red carpet, so you guys can see everybody. And we're going to be interviewing them like we're the sharks, and they are pitching their businesses to us. So we'll be doing all sorts of fun stuff. The other thing we want to talk about really quick is the Back to Business Building Summit. The deadline to apply for this is next Friday. So the Back to Business Building Summit is an online web conference that we have presenters from all sorts of different businesses presenting about topics that they're experts in. And it's over the 3 days, September 26th through 28th. So if you'd like to present, please apply at b2bbsummit.com. And again, do it by next Friday, by the 31st. So we would love to have you apply. So maybe Jules and Christina will apply too.
No pressure, ladies.
So anyways, without further ado, we're very excited to have them. So we'd like to say hi to Jules and Christina.
Hi, Jules and Christina.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thanks so much for being with us. Can you guys tell us a little about yourselves, each of you?
Sure. I'm Jules Taggart, and we both live in San Diego. I've lived here for a few years. We moved out here from the Midwest, so lived in the Kansas City area and then moved out to San Diego 3 years ago. And yeah, Christina and I both have our own solo businesses, and then we just joined forces a few months back to start Kickstart Kitchen together. So that's my background.
Yep. I'm Christina Fight, and I've been here in San Diego for about 14 years. And yeah, Jules says we joined forces. We sort of joined fun and decided to really throw in our lot together, and we haven't looked back. It's been a really exciting trip. So we're both good husbands and lots of dogs, and those are our families.
Well, I have to say, working with you guys for the past couple of weeks has been an absolute pleasure. These girls have their stuff in order, and they are seriously the people to kickstart businesses. So they have some awesome stuff to share with us tonight. You're the people to ask about startups because you work with so many. What type of personality traits should a person possess if they want to become an entrepreneur? Because not everyone can do it.
You know, it's funny, we have a book club, and we were just talking about something similar to this in our book club the other day. And I think the thing that people worry about when they start a business is, and myself included, is I'm not a risk taker. How can I be an entrepreneur without being a risk taker? And I think for a lot of people, it's not about taking, well, for some businesses, it really is about taking huge risks. But for a lot of the businesses that we work with, it's about taking calculated risks and really doing research and kind of finding out what you want to do, how you want to go about it, how you want to sell your product, how you want to price it. And all that stuff is really important to kind of set up on the front end. So when you make the decision, you're not necessarily you're taking a risk, but you're not taking a huge risk. So I think having a little bit of risk, not being super risk averse, I think is helpful in starting a business. But you can do it if you're a little scared too.
And I think, it's trusting your gut instinct with that amount of risk too. Persistence and consistency, you have to be able to be willing to do and take action over the long term. So you have to be somebody who isn't just a flash in the pan and, you get really ramped up and excited to do something for 2 weeks and then you're done. So you have to be willing to put in the consistent little efforts, even no matter how small they are, just be willing to keep going at it if you love it. And I think really in this time, especially with women businesses, and that's what we work a lot with, is the collaboration, being open-minded, being collaborative natured, being able to accept criticism and really get feedback. And just, if you are open and willing to put yourself out there, I think that's a characteristic that serves you really well as an entrepreneur these days, because everybody wants to collaborate and work together, and information is so easy to access that people are going to get to know who you really are right away. So you got to be willing to share that and be open about it.
That's something too, just and there are different schools of thought on this, but letting your personality shine through, for a lot of business owners, that's really scary. But I think if you're willing to do that, you can connect with potential customers much more quickly, because with everything, like you said, being online, and easy to do some research and easy to find out, it's also easy to find out who's behind that company that you're interested in purchasing from. And there's so many choices. I mean, there are many, many choices for each industry. And so the more you know about the people behind it, I think sometimes that makes a difference.
Definitely. Those are really good points. And, putting yourself out there online is a big thing, because, you can be local and you can go to all these things, but, you have to have a website these days, because all those other things can only get you so far. So putting your personality behind your website design and your about page and all that stuff is really important. And you guys did a great job of that too on your website.
And I have to know where you came up with the name Kickstart Kitchen, because when Carissa told me that we were interviewing, I was completely blown away when I went, it's not about kitchens or cooking. It was awesome.
Yeah. We launched a business in a weekend over a couple of glasses of wine, and it happened to be at a place that had a menu that was entirely on chalkboard. And we just were brainstorming, and we had all these crazy lists, and we were having fun with it. And we were like, well, it's like a Kickstart, but what is it? And we looked at the chalkboard and we said, kitchen. It's like a kitchen. You're going to cook your stuff up. It's going to be, you're going to turn on the fire. So yeah, the craziness that happened on the naming and the naming and ideas that followed that was just so much fun that we threw in with our lot with that and went with it.
Well, that's awesome. And your name has a really cool story behind it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Can you share a couple tips to starting a new business that most people often overlook?
Sure. Well, on our website, we have, if you sign up for our blog, and you'll get a free ebook. And one of the first things, actually it's the first thing in the ebook, is deciding why you're doing what you're doing. So I think a lot of people go into a business, they've got an idea, they've got a passion for something, they're really good at something, but they're not really sure why they're doing it. They're not really sure what's, other than money, what's behind it. Why do you want to start the business? What's going to keep you going when you've, maybe been rejected 2 or 3 times in a row, or 15 or 20 times in a row? Like, what's that thing that you can't, the reason why you're doing it in the first place? And I think once you have that, everything else will fall into place. But that's the one fundamental first step that I think is overlooked a lot of the time.
Yeah, getting really clear about what do you want in the long run. I think a lot of people think of starting a business because they have a pain, they have a need of, I want to do something different, I don't like what I'm doing, or I need more money, I need extra money. And so, those things don't carry you very far. And so if you really figure out what is the vision of what you want in the long term, you can't skip thinking about that, because that's what's going to keep you energized and going. And then, I think some of the things that we tend to forget, and Jules and I honestly did this ourselves, is having the conversation with your spouse or your family or your friends up front and saying, you have to be realistic that you're going to lose some of that time that you have doing some of the other activities. And so kind of sharing your why with them, sharing your passion with them, having the discussion with them early on is critical, so that sometime, a month into it, when you're really excited and energized, they're not wondering, where are you and what are you doing? So having the discussion up front and knowing kind of what you would like from your friends and your family, what kind of support you would like, and kind of folding them into that vision is really critical.
That's such an awesome point. I have not heard anyone bring that up before, and it's such a huge commitment to start your own business and to bring everybody on board right away. That's awesome.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just telling them, hey, I'm going to be really excited about this, and I'm going to talk about this a lot. So if I keep talking about it, please just tell me it's okay. I'm giving you permission to tell me to shut up. Because you're really excited in the beginning, and so sometimes that can be the total focus. So have the conversation up front.
Yeah, that's important. We all get excited about little projects that we're working on around here, and typically when I get really excited, I get called a nerd or a geek or Jen dances. Jen says we all geek out on certain things, and she's geeked out too. So everybody gets excited about stuff. So embrace it and share it with people, but just let them know why you're geeking out, so they don't think you're just all of a sudden weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Go for it. Sorry. Up to you.
When somebody has an idea for a new business, what's the first step to take? Because people always have, ideas, but when do you actually take that step, and what is it?
I think there's probably more than one. I would say looking at the very initial start, when they first think, oh my gosh, I have a new business idea and what should I do? There's probably about 3 key steps right up front. And that's, go online, Google, put in Google AdWords, do a little research just to see what's out there, see what you like, see what competitors are doing or potential competitors. It might spark additional ideas that you hadn't had before. Maybe there's a gap that you can see that you can fill. Look at how big the audience might be for it, or how big the demand might be for it. And that'll kind of then lead you to the next thing is, can I make money at this? And again, can I do it for a long time? If you're really excited about it and you go and you Google and you find all this great information and you still are energized, make sure that it's something that's not just a fad and a flash in the pan, that you think, oh my gosh, I'm going to jump on the latest bandwagon that I saw out there and make money in a couple of months, and this is going to be so easy. Just make sure that it's something that you want to commit to for a long time. So I think the first couple of things would be that you're really going to do a little research on it, and then make sure that it's not just a fad and something that you can actually make money at before you put all your energy into it.
I think, too, finding a group of people, or maybe just one person, a mentor or an accountability group. We have an accountability group that we work with. Mm-hmm. There are 2 women that are in South Africa, 1 woman that's in the DC area, and then the 2 of us. So the 5 of us meet about every other week, and we usually do like a Google Plus hangout or something like that, and just kind of talk through, okay, where were we last time we met? Where do we want to be next time we meet? We talk to each other. We run pricing ideas by each other. We run product ideas by each other. We give everything from feedback on a ebook to what our main product is going to be and how we're going to roll that out, the launch plan. So having those women has been instrumental for us, I think, in really being able to launch more quickly and to kind of get an idea already of what how people are going to perceive the launch once we.
That's very cool. I'm surprised I hadn't heard of that before, but I think that's really cool, especially since they're not like in your neighborhood. They really are away from you, so they have a different perspective on it. How'd you guys find these people to be in this group?
Through actually a larger mastermind that we're a part of.
Okay.
Joined a larger mastermind, and that's something I think everybody has to invest in, is whether you pay for it or you find it for free, the support network. And that actually led us to even a smaller, more focused group. So there's lots of people in this larger group. You can even find them through like a closed Facebook group, things like that. And then you just find a few people that you can get on the same schedule, because the larger the group, the harder it is to get on the same schedule. But if you narrow down a smaller group that you can get on the phone with or do a Google Hangout or even communicate by email, Those are your cheerleaders, they're your support network, and they're the people that also tell you, yeah, bad idea, scratch that one and skip it. It's not worth your time.
I think it's nice too to have an international, we've got international focus, I guess, in our group. We've shown some things to the ladies from South Africa, and they're like, that makes no sense here. Like whatever you're saying,
it's a different perspective.
That makes no sense here. And we're, building an international business, so we need to know if it doesn't make sense in South Africa, where else might it not make sense? And just to be kind of aware of those issues.
That is very good planning, and that's probably one of those little edges that's going to get you guys further than someone that has the same niche as you, because you guys are thinking all these outside of the box things that I can almost guarantee that they're not.
And in your newsletter, you mentioned to not surround yourself with yes people. You want people that will criticize you as well, so that,
right.
Yeah, you need to have tough skin and take criticism and grow.
Which is why a personality trait is being open-minded about things.
So how do you guys best manage Kickstart Kitchen and having a day job? Because you guys are very honest about the fact that, you're starting this business and you're growing it, but you also have a day job. So how do you guys handle all of that?
That's actually our second business. So, I think it's making sure, number one, we had to make sure it wasn't a conflict. That's the first thing. If you are ready to start a business, you got to look at what you're doing. It's easy to get ideas from the environment that you're already in, but you don't want it to be in conflict. And when you're working your business, work your business. When you're working your job, work your job. Be dedicated and respectful of the time for both. That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a very good tip.
Yeah. And then I think also, the family discussion, you're letting them know because you're going to be taking more time. Of course, with a job and working a business on the side, you have less hours. So being really clear and really realistic on how much time you have. I mean, we use our calendar beyond religiously. I mean, it is our community calendar that we have, our scheduling. We make sure that we plan all of the time that we need to work on our business. And then we give space for free time too, because we know we can't fill up every hour outside that up with business.
Yeah. Being in partnership too. We not only have to worry about ourselves and our schedule, but is that going to mesh with her schedule and her husband's schedule and my husband's schedule and that stuff. So it's
definitely.
So
Barb on the live chat has a question. She wants to know how she signs up for a mastermind group.
Well, you can Google and search for mastermind groups. If you want to hit us up on our website, just through our contact, we can give you a few names of things that we've participated in. I think it's really easy to find if you just search online for them, but it's also looking at your local, who do you communicate with on Twitter? Who do you communicate on Facebook that are business people? Who is in your local community, or friends or family members even that know business people that you can connect with. Find people that you just like talking with, that you feel comfortable talking with, and then ask them, you want to join up and be an accountability partner for me? You guys want to join a little group? I mean, it's really about kind of initiating the relationship first. And you can find tons of people on Twitter, tons of people on Facebook, on LinkedIn. If you put it out there, hey, I'm looking for some people to mastermind with. Here's what my business is. Here's kind of what I'm looking for. Here's my schedule. Who would like to just maybe have a call once a week or once every other week? You will get bites on that line.
And there are some mastermind groups that are industry specific. It's all people that are building, I don't know, a coaching business or something. And then there are groups that are really varied. And so the group that we are in is it's all over the map, which I think it would have been good either way, but we really enjoy having kind of a variety.
Yeah, and it's okay to be part of more than one. It just matters, just look at how much time you have,
and money.
How much time you have. But, if free ones are great, paid ones, there's something about having a little skin in the game that when you put money in, and there's just a level of respect of people getting back to you in a timely manner, really taking careful time to look at your information, and you are going to expect to do the same. Don't expect to join a mastermind and get the feedback and get the love and get all the good stuff and not give it. You have to make sure that if you're going to commit to something like that, it's a two-way street.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, way to build it, because any group you're already a part of, you're going to find those people that you like, or you're going to find those people on Twitter that you really like. Right. It doesn't hurt to contact them, like you're saying. So
yeah, even this show, there are other people in the chat tonight. There are other people that tweet about this show using the hashtag. Reach out to them. They're obviously interested in small businesses. They are your peeps.
Yep. Oh, jump in a tweet chat. Find a tweet chat that you like, the topic, jump in, guarantee you'll meet 5 new best friends.
Yeah. And I actually, that's a good point. I have this incredibly large Google Doc spreadsheet of all the Twitter chats that's public on the internet. I just Googled it, but I'll put it on the Overlay.tv tomorrow because I like looking those up.
There's the geek coming out, Carissa.
We love spreadsheets too.
Anyway. So before you talked about starting a business that you know you can do for a long time and that you're going to love and you can put everything into, how do you keep your feelings toward your business sizzling and so they don't fizzle out?
I think one of the things is just staying connected to other people. It's really big for us. I think you can build a business in a bubble, but you really don't have to. And, you don't have to know people really well. They don't have to be your best friends. I think of the people that we collaborate with and the people that we ask questions of. And so rarely we've never met them ever. And the other thing is and I don't know if this is a sizzling and not fizzling question or an answer to that, but not to be afraid to reach out to people that you think, oh, they're so big, why would they have time to talk with me? There are people that, I will email and they'll respond to me and I'm thinking, wow, but I mean, people take their work really seriously. And if you're asking them a question and they can help you, they will. And a lot of times, you just have to ask.
That's a good point because you never know what you're going to get out of it unless you ask. And if you don't ask, you're going to get nothing.
Right.
So it doesn't hurt. I mean, the worst that's going to happen is that they're not going to respond to you. You just wasted one email. And it was free, just a couple minutes. So it does not hurt. But if you ask them and they answer you and you get what you want out of it, then the feeling is incredible. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And the internet takes a little bit of that fear away too, because it's not meeting someone face to face generally.
You're not just going up to them in Quiznos like I've done to people and being like, excuse me, I think I know you from Twitter.
Wow, popular on the internet.
We have another question from the live chat. I'm not sure who it was from, but they want to know your educational background.
Okay. Well, I have a marketing background. That was my degree, was in marketing, and I've been in marketing for 12 years now, and very much into the training aspect of marketing too. I've done the network marketing arena, so been into doing a wide variety of on-stage training, PR, and I also am a certified professional coach. So I do business coaching. That's my other business. So I have a certification in coaching.
And I also have a marketing degree and then also an MBA. And my mom will kill me if she ever sees this, but I think my MBA was maybe not the way I would go, but I didn't know that at the time. So I'm glad I did it. But there's so much about business. I'm learning on the fly. I'm learning every day, or I've learned from talking with other people. And it's always changing and always new. And so I feel like if you don't have a business degree, I don't think you have to worry about that. That's a hindrance to starting a business.
Not at all.
In fact, if I were to go back and do it again, I would pay more attention in like accounting and less attention in because social media is easy. It's the accounting stuff and the legal stuff that's a challenge for a business owner, but yeah.
I think that leads right into the sizzling too, and not fizzling is we are avid readers. I mean, that's why we have a book club. We consume mass amounts of educational books and data. The Audible was the greatest thing that I have ever experienced because I love to run. Jules is a runner too. And anytime you're in your car, I turn my car into a mobile library. I love listening to audiobooks, consuming information. You can become an expert on anything by just one book a month, even just in the topic that you want to. Listening to the audios. Sometimes I'll even listen to the audiobook and read the book as well. It's just so easy to get free information or low-cost information out there that really it doesn't really matter what your background is in most of the businesses. You can learn anything and continue to grow in that. And that is one of the things that I think keeps us so excited all the time about our business is when you are consuming motivational content, learning content in the industry that you want to do business in, you stay incredibly excited. You're always getting new ideas. You're always off on oh, I love that. That sounds great. Or somebody just says something that they've experienced a challenge with in an audio book, and you connect with it. I mean, like Danielle Laporte, her mantra stuff. Mm-hmm. You just connect with it, and you're like, I've been there, man. I felt that feeling, and suddenly you're like, well, if they did it, I could do it. When you that a multimillionaire still has the I'm afraid somebody's going to feel like I'm a fraud syndrome, that's incredibly motivating to know that, wow, they feel like that. They were a success. I can still do this. So it keeps you excited. It keeps you passionate and moving forward. And, you know, it keeps you also out from in front of the TV when you're doing that kind of stuff. So you're not spending time doing things that might have a negative impact on your emotions, like watching the news and the economy.
Yeah.
I think we run into.
So how do you come up with your some of your cage rattling tips? Do you get those from books that you read, or?
I know. I think
and there are really some good books, or really some good tips that you put out there. Cage rattling tips.
It's you know, that was about pulling the Band-Aid off. We've been in that spot.
I love that.
I think sometimes you just do get in a rut, or you have moments of stress. Crap is going to go on in the rest of your life too. And that it's impossible to say that it won't affect you in your business. So sometimes you just need to stop and do something totally different. And, you know, if you are two things, number one, always take action. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter how small it is. Take action. And maybe you need to take a drastic action to totally switch it up, like the Band-Aid situation, cage rattling. Sometimes you just need to take a little action, even just calling somebody and saying, this is how I'm feeling. And that's the action that you took. And the other is have fun. You can see Jules and I have a lot of fun. And even in the moments where we're like, we got to figure this out, and we don't know how we're going to figure it out.
Yep.
We have fun and we laugh together. And the minute it stops being fun is the minute we stop our business.
Yep.
That's important. You guys publish photos of you guys having fun too.
We're doing screenshots for fun.
Can you tell us a little bit about your book club that you keep bringing up? Tell us, it's kickstartkitchen.com/book-club. We'll have the link at ovalight.tv tomorrow, but tell us about it, a little bit about the books that you choose and how we can connect and join it and all that fun stuff.
It's a closed Facebook group, and we've got, I don't know, maybe like 50 women right now.
60.
But it's really grown. We're only on our second book. Right now we're reading The $100 Startup, and it's awesome. And we just read Firestarter Sessions by Danielle Laporte. That was our first book. So the book club has been growing like crazy. I think the thing that people like is that it is a closed Facebook group, and it's not like we say you can't come in. It's just that since it's a closed space, once you are invited in or once you're accepted in, then that's a safe spot to share your struggles, your worries, your challenges, your successes, lots of celebrations in that group, and then also lots of questions. I think it started as a book club, but it's really kind of evolved.
It's been like a mini mastermind. It's evolved into a community where people are giving feedback, they're sharing ideas, there's collaboration between a lot of the book club members. We are doing guest blogs, and the other people are doing guest blogs for each other, and there's just so many ideas and feedback. And I think one of the things that we really wanted to do that was a little bit different with the book club is, it's free. And number two, the questions are, you don't really have to have the book. It's great if you do, because you're going to get so much more out of it. But we ask questions that you don't have to have the book. You don't have to know the page number to be able to answer. It's questions that get at the heart of whatever the message of the book or that chapter or whatever is trying to say.
That's so important. Yeah. Have you ever been in a book club where it's like, oh my God, I didn't read chapter 6. I can't answer this question.
You're not going to get reprimanded or anything.
And you're like, oh, I can't ever jump back in until we get a new book. And so wanted that not to happen because women are so busy, and the people that are a part of this book club are busy.
Yes.
They're either working full time or part time, and they're starting a business, or they're starting a business, or they're growing already launched and they're growing a business.
So it's a private group, but you can still apply and they will still approve you, so don't hesitate to apply. Okay. We'll have the link also for that, since it's probably a long URL. But something really exciting, be excited! Yay! Jules and Christina have an exclusive offer that they want to give Ovalite.tv viewers, so tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the thing that we are really big on at Kickstart Kitchen is doing just one thing. I think we've talked about a little bit tonight, just action, action, action. So you can read tips all the time. You can read blogs. You can search the internet. You can do as much research as you possibly can. But if you never take action, it's not going to matter. So one thing that we want you guys to do tonight is to take action and to check out our blog. It's at kickstartkitchen.com/thedish. And if you subscribe within 24 hours of this broadcast tonight, you will get $10 off our business review session. And our business review it's
fun.
Yeah.
Fun. It's like a mini strategy session.
Yeah.
So essentially what we allow, because we have seen a lot, we've counseled a lot, we've been in marketing a long time, and we've worked on so many. We've done everything from soup to nuts. We've done websites, we've done graphics, we've done brochures, we've done social media, presentations, training, webinars, all kinds of stuff. So what we allow with the business reviews is like a mini strategy session. We do a quick questionnaire. We allow you to come with all your stuff. Bring in your ideas, bring in your challenges, bring in where you're at right now with whether it's just an idea that you have, or you've just barely started, or maybe you're going to launch something new, and we will make sure that you walk away with actionable items of a next step to take, or maybe even uncover some of the stuff that might be time sucks or time waste for you, things that you might be doing the hard way. So we will just dedicate all of our knowledge and experience that we have to helping you kind of take the next steps.
I think some women that have done it find some clarity about whatever idea that they've got, and they're in the really early stages. And some women have already launched, and it wasn't a successful launch. Whatever their product was just fell flat. And so we look at that and say, okay, now how can you either relaunch the same product, launch a different product, or are there some opportunities for profitability where you haven't explored yet? Maybe there's something that would be interesting to your customer that you haven't thought of yet. So we kind of identify those, and then, like Chris said, give you action steps. What are you going to do next? So so we're offering $10 off the business review for anyone that subscribes to the blog. And then we're also going to take that group of people that subscribe in the next 24 hours, and we're going to do a drawing for a free business review. So you get to work with one of you guys. We're very excited.
Very cool. And that's within the next 24 hours, right?
Yes.
You got it.
And I think the benefit of this is that, you don't have to join a big program. You don't have to sign up for something large to try to get some questions answered to get started. This gives you just kind of a mini quick strategy session to kind of figure out, am I on the right track, or do I have just some questions, things that I need some guidance on?
Very cool. So visit ovalite.tv tomorrow morning, and we'll have the link so you can get to their website, or kickstartkitchen.com, and so you can get into the drawing to see if you can get that free business review. Very cool. I want to thank you guys so much for being on the show. You guys have taught us a lot, and you guys had some great information. We have all your links here, but can you tell us where everybody can find you online?
Yeah, you can find us at kickstartkitchen.com. That's our website. On Twitter, we are Kickstart Kitchen with no E in kitchen. Apparently, you can only have 15 characters. So, with no E. And then I'm Jules Taggart, and you can find me through our Kickstart Kitchen page. She's Christina Fight. Those are hard.
You're never gonna spell my name, so you'll never find me. So Kickstart Kitchen is everywhere. It's on YouTube, it's on Pinterest, it's on Facebook. We got a little bit of stuff happening all over the place.
Christina, how do you pronounce your last name?
It's pronounced Fight in English, or Foyt. There's two family versions, but in German it's Feucht.
Okay.
It's wet.
We'll just stick with Christina.
So you can just go to their website to find the spelling of that. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for being on our show. You guys were awesome guests, and you had tons of information, both of you, to share with all of our viewers. So thank you so much.
Thanks for chatting with us.
Thank you.
And for those of you who have just watched it, if you're watching it later, we'll have all the links that were mentioned in the episode tonight on ovalite.tv. And next week, we have another exciting guest. We just always have exciting people on the show. I'm just going to geek out right now because woohoo! So next week on the show, we have the CEO of Pirq. It's PIRQ. And his name is James Sun. This is a location-based app to find awesome deals and not sales, but deals on food, specifically like restaurants and all this stuff. Nice. So it's available in, I think, Seattle, San Francisco, and a couple other cities right now. So we use it because we're in Seattle, and it has amazing deals in every city that you would never even think of. So we're going to be talking to James about all the stuff relating to the app and how an app could pertain to you and doing location-based things for your own business. So again, thanks for watching, and go to ovalite.tv to get all the links and information, and you can always go to smallbusinessesdoitbetter.com also. So thanks again for watching.